The quest to understand how people learn best has been pursued for centuries. Researchers, psychologists, neuroscientists, and teachers have dedicated countless hours to understanding how the human brain absorbs information in order to adapt and improve learning structures. Today, we'll explore the very things that enable your employees to absorb information and uncover how these phenomena can be applied in your training programs. Hi everyone, I'm Amanda and I work at 360 Learning. No, it's okay. This channel will give you actionable tips to create super engaging training programs every Thursday at 2 p.m. If it's for you, then subscribe. I see a lot of people here watching the videos who haven't subscribed yet. Go ahead, it's right there. Subscribe, it'll make my day. Have you ever taken a class that was so engaging it didn't feel like work? It all just clicked for you. This is not a coincidence. This is an example of active learning. In a recent study, researchers came up with two revolutionary findings. So first, active learning leads to an increase in exam grades by half a letter grade. And second, when students are taught under traditional lecturing methods, they're 1.5 times more likely to fail. So what can we learn from this? Implementing human interaction within learning fosters better motivation, stronger retention and comprehension, and above all, it creates a human connection, a key cognitive function which is vital in learning. Now, this is interesting, but it's nothing compared to what we can learn from mirror neurons. What? You don't know what mirror neurons are? I'm just kidding. Have you ever felt that intense, cringe-worthy secondhand embarrassment of a comedian being booed off stage, as if you were the one being heckled? Or have you ever witnessed someone bump their elbow on something and you immediately felt yourself tense up and say, ouch, in solidarity with them? These aren't coincidences. These instances of empathizing with someone simply by observing a behavior are made possible by mirror neurons. And that's great, but how do we apply what we know about mirror neurons and apply it to learning in this digital world? Now, while it's true that online learning is the future of education, a virtual environment does not need to mean an environment without human interaction. Learning courses should aim to replicate these same interactions within courses that happen in face-to-face interactions. And yet so many of them completely ignore this. Whether in the real world or online, the same rule applies. To learn, we need to interact. So how do we do that? Make your learners learn from their peers. Have them interact before, during, and after the courses. You'll be surprised by the engagement and completion rates you'll get. We now know the importance of learner-to-learner interaction, but what can science teach us about learner-to-teacher interactions? In another study, researchers found that whenever a teacher had high brain activity during the discussion, when the student had lower than normal brain activity, the teacher in the pair also exhibited lower than normal brain activity. And what they found, what was leading to this higher than normal brain activity was asking questions between the student and the teacher. So what can we take from this? Asking questions will not only result in a more effective learning process, but the teacher's level of engagement will be infectious for the students. Talk about a win-win. Okay, last lesson, and it's more of an experiment. Are you familiar with the grandma cloud? In an attempt to test the limits of online learning and the role that human interactions play, world-renowned educational researcher Sugata Mitra performed an experiment involving grandmothers from around the world who volunteered for 1 hour a week with students from rural parts of the world. The role of the grandmas was simply to encourage the students in whatever they were learning, just like a grandma would, giving praises and making the students feel proud of their work. And the grandmas had zero previous knowledge on the subjects. And what they found was, with the help of the grandmothers, the students were able to retain the information at a much higher rate. And it simply came from the praise. There was no lecturing and there was no traditional learning methods. It was just simply praise and encouragement. So two key takeaways here. Human emotion is a powerful motivator, and positive reinforcement is a tried and true way to stimulate motivation. At 360 Learning, we know that smart human interactions are the key to learning. And it's for this reason that our learning engagement platform is built around fostering human interactions, allowing learners and trainers to engage with each other seamlessly. Interested in implementing human interactions into your learning strategy today? If you click on the link below, we offer a free trial for our learning engagement platform. That's it for today. Thank you so much for watching, and we'll see you next week for a brand new episode.